Good afternoon, Barry students and staff. The day has finally come. I know some of you have been hearing live school. You've seen some points up on the TVs in the cafeteria. Uh, we have been working on this for over a year, and I'm really, really excited for you all to get to partake in this, not only as students, but also as staff. They're heavily involved um, in bringing live school to life. So we're excited to have live school at Barry. Today's purpose of the presentation is to, we've already gone over this with teachers, but also to not only provide a refresher for them, but to educate our students on what's going on this year. And then also this will be shared with parents as well, because they'll be a active participant in seeing how your days are going here at school. So there are 4 reasons why we're pursuing live school and this initiative around incentive at Barry. The first thing is we want to build a more positive school culture and have more fun. That sounds great, right, kids? So our job is to provide relevant and meaningful experiences for you guys. But school is so much more than just about learning math and learning how to read and write and being a scientist or studying social studies and history and all the other specials that we have. It's so much more than that. It's about friendships. It's about connections. It's about having a great time while you're here as well. So I think you'll find that this is going to provide that experience for you guys individually and collectively. Second, we want to recognize your hard work and good behavior. So it is really, really, really important to us that you are receiving the recognition that you deserve for meeting behavior expectations, as well as putting forth your best effort in classes, as well as just throughout the school day. Your grade book does a great job of showing what you know, what you've been able to demonstrate on assessments and practice. But what it doesn't always capture is, what type of student you are. How are we preparing you to be an employee or an employer someday? And it gives us a more complete picture of where you're at with that regard beyond just grades. Third, give better feedback to all students, teachers, administrators, and parents. Live school is essentially a platform where the individuals that need to be connected to students can see how your day is going, provide you feedback. Parents can see that from home. So it's an opportunity for them to have conversations with you about how well or maybe not so well that you did that day. It gives teachers an insight to how your day is going. Administrators and counselors and our social workers, we're going to meet every 2 weeks, and we're going to review reports from live school to identify our kiddos who are doing great, but also our kiddos that might need a little extra support from us. And then finally, for students, it gives you an idea of how you're doing beyond just grades. Fourth, and this is a huge one, it allows us to practice financial management. So I know I'm talking to 10 to 14-year-olds, but I think you guys can relate because you love money. Who doesn't love to have money and to be able to spend it? The reality is that when you guys enter school as kindergartners and you graduate as 12th graders, you get 18 weeks, 1 semester, of what's called personal finance. Personal finance teaches you about how money works in the real world. But as a former business teacher at the high school level, I can tell you that my freshmen and sophomores that I taught the class to, it was hard to make the connections to their life here and now. So although they learned about it, it didn't necessarily help them navigate finances at this age. But and it also didn't give them the practice to be able to develop the skill set they need as an adult. I was lucky enough. I went and pursued business as my bachelor's degree for college. And even in a business degree that focused on finance, we had no personal finance education. And so what we're excited to do for you here at Barry is to equip you essentially with money, points, to be able to spend on things and to teach you how to manage spending on a daily basis, but also saving for bigger goals that you might have, and then also teach you about how investments work. So really excited about the financial management piece of this and giving you guys real life practice here at school where it's safe and we're not talking about actual real money. All right. So I presented to our principal's advisory team, or at least a portion of them, over the summer. And one of the biggest pieces of feedback they gave to me was show you guys all the cool things you're going to have access to first before we talk about how you earn the money to be able to pay for these things, okay? And so I took their advice, and we're going to start there. there's a few things I want to talk to you about from a reward standpoint. The first is the Live School Store. So I'm going to go ahead and log in there. You will all be getting student logins on Friday during FPC, and those will go home for you to take home to your parents because they also have parent logins for them to see how things are going as well. All right, so this is the rewards page. So when you log in as a student and you click on the rewards section, you're able to see the things you can spend your money on. You might be a little confused at first what these are. This is teachers at the classroom level might have different things they would like to offer up as prizes. It might be a special seat in the classroom. Could be candy. Could be a homework pass. Whatever it is that the teacher deems that kids like and they want to offer up through Live School Points, this gives them the flexibility to charge what is required for that prize or that reward. So these are just very generic ones. Let's go ahead and scroll down a little further. I interviewed Principals Advisory. I've talked to kids all last year about this, and all the ideas you see in the scores in the store came from students. And we're going to have an opportunity for you to give further feedback of other things you'd like to see in the store. The key here is that if it's cheap or free, it's very easy for us to put in here. If it costs a lot more money, then it's more difficult for us to put in. All right, so some examples. For our fifth graders, some of them would prefer to have recess in the gym instead of outside. So in order to purchase that, they would need to spend 75 points or $75 in Live School. We just bought a ton of candy, drinks, snacks from Sam's Club, and we have them up here with us in the office. And so it's 150 points to be able to buy one. Early dismissal pass. This was a cool idea from some kiddos. Basically, once you purchase this, you'll get an actual pass from the office. And when we start dismissal, you are actually released with the first group. And you can head out to wait where the car riders wait or head to the bus. So it lets you get out in front of everybody else. You get to use that pass for the remainder of that quarter whenever you make that purchase. Our office up here in the conference room, we have a game room. So there's an NBA Jam arcade. There's foosball. I just set up a old school Pong table. So many of you have no idea what that is. Google search Atari Pong. And then we'll likely be adding a Simpsons arcade. And then we just got what's called an infinity table. An infinity table is really cool. Imagine all your favorite board games, and it's all digitized onto a screen, and it's its own freestanding table. So Monopoly, Yahtzee, Scrabble, Battleship, all of those old school games, but it's all digital. And I was testing it out with my girls this weekend. It was awesome. So that will be up here as well. So basically, when you buy access to this, you get to spend some time in our game room. So as you guys heard, our student dress code, we don't allow headwear. However, we know how much you guys want to wear it. And so you're able to buy that for the day. So if you come to school with a hat and you're wanting to wear your hat for the day, you come on down at arrival to see Mrs. Laura in the front office. You let her know that you would like to buy a hat pass. She'll print off a sticker for the day for you to wear that says your name, the date, and that you have a hat pass, and she charges your account. You can do that for really any headgear as long as it's not a distraction to the learning environment. So there were some examples listed there as well. This is including hoods. We know how important that is to you guys. And part of the reason why we don't allow hoodies is for safety reasons and headgear to be able to identify kids. But the good news is you'll have a sticker on your chest stating what your name is, and we'll be able to help you out with that. So hopefully that's a motivator for you guys. We had some middle schoolers say they would love to go back into fifth grade and help out. So that's an opportunity to go downstairs and help out with our young fifth graders. We also have kids that would love to participate with Mrs. Unruh and her team's early childhood special education program that's downstairs as well. So it'd be an opportunity to play and help with those kiddos. If you want to be on morning announcements, that's an opportunity. Have lunch with any staff member of your choice. Dr. Adams, myself, an opportunity to buy a book on Amazon. I'll come back to this one here. We have kids that would love to go back to Pathfinder and visit a teacher and either help out in class or have lunch with them. And then I have other teacher-based rewards. So if you want to eat with your classroom teacher, if you want to eat with a different grade level during FPC, that would be an option. Free tech time during FPC, teacher's assistant for the class, tech time, reading, homework during PE. We have some kids that are not the biggest fans of PE, and this would allow you to buy the opportunity to engage in something different while PE is going on. And then we have some kids that would love to go in the weight room when that's not a part of the normal schedule. So those are just some examples that you guys will have access to. And this is, again, in the Live School store. How you see it is once you get your student login, you create your account, you'll be able to see these. Now, what's pretty nice is these won't show up for you if you can't afford them. So say you have, 100 points in your account. You're not going to be able to click on this or see that until you've earned enough points. So I think that's important to note. All right. So the second thing is that you can't submit what you want in here. We have to charge you. So once we know what you want, we can charge your account. So what you're going to do to indicate anything that's office-based, okay, anything with the word office in front of it, you have to actually submit a request. So let me go back here for you guys. So it's called the Live School Student Reward Request. This will be in your Google Counseling Classroom. Mrs. Brandt's going to put it in there before Monday. It asks you for your email, your name, what grade level you are, and then which award you want to buy. These all line up and match up with what's in the Live School account. And then there's additional information. So for instance, if you're wanting to buy a book off Amazon, right here, we need to know the title of the book. So you need to put that in there for us. If you're wanting to eat with a staff member, we need to know who that is. And we'll help organize and coordinate this with you. You guys are going to have to get really good at Gmail and Google Calendar, which Mrs. Brittany Paddock, our instructional coach, she'll be making videos for you guys to learn about that, Gmail and Google Calendar on Monday and Tuesday. So pay attention because our office is going to utilize Gmail and Calendar to coordinate this with you so that you're aware of when you need to be at certain locations and when things are coming. So you would submit this. It would go to Mrs. Sarah Hawkins in our office, and she would be the one that facilitates the fulfillment of this request and the charging of your account. All right, something else I'm really excited about. Many of you probably don't know much about eBay. eBay is a website where you can put up an item for auction. People can place a bid, an amount of money that they want to spend on that item, and typically the highest bidder wins. So we're going to recreate that here at Berry with our weekly auction. So I want to show you what some of those items are going to be. Okay, so for next week, starting Monday, on announcements, Dr. Adams and I will be highlighting these things. There'll be a pickleball set up for auction. If you're unfamiliar with pickleball, think of chicken and pickle. Maybe take a look on Google. It's basically you can set it up at your own house to be able to play. We have a volleyball. We have $25 in Xbox credits. We have a Character Strong water bottle that has honesty on it. We'll give one of those every week. Chicken and Pickle is offering a free kids meal to our kiddos that win this auction prize. Hy-Vee is going to be a great partner for us. They will do a dozen glazed donuts, and then they'll also do a large pizza as well. State Farm has given us some Bluetooth speakers to be able to do an auction. And then Friendly Bean, which is right down the street, they do coffee, smoothies, etc. This is their menu right here. It'll be on the form that you guys can fill out so you can take a look at what you want. I go here almost every morning, so you'll have the opportunity to order what you want if you're the winning bidder for this. So the way this works, you'll see all these items. We'll visually show them in morning announcements, and we'll talk about them all week. Then in the Google Counseling Classroom, you'll have the ability to use this form. The link will be in there as well to submit what you want. So you would write your email, your first name, your last name, your grade level, and then every week these auction items were going to change. So that matches what's available first week. You'd fill out the information, pick what you want, and then you have to place a bid. Okay, so say you have 50 points in your account. You can't offer more than what you have. So you might be like, all right, I'm gonna go with 45 points. And if you ended up doing a Friendly Bean, you need to look at the menu and tell me what you want. I want a large strawberry smoothie. And I will have that waiting for you when you arrive to school on Friday if you are the winning bidder, okay? Another example is pizza. If you go with the Hy-Vee pizza, what topping you want. And we'll have that for lunch on Friday. Okay. let's see here. Quarterly incentives. So, guys, what we're trying to teach you is real life here with finances. As adults, we have a certain amount of money to spend based on what we earn. We have choices. We can spend it on daily things that come up, but we also need to be mindful to save for long-term goals. So these quarterly incentives are long-term goals. On October 22nd, we will have a field day. We're going to go out to the Y fields. We are going to play dodgeball, flag football, kickball. I'm going to get a DJ out there for music. We're going to have Hy-Vee's probably going to be able to sponsor a lot of the food that takes place and drinks for that event. It's going to be a great day. Hopefully beautiful weather at the end of October. In quarter two, we're going to do a movie theater in the gym. So we're going to rotate the houses through to be able to watch a movie that they vote on. We're going to get candy. We're going to get popcorn and have a great day doing that. Quarter three in March is going to be a dance. 5th and 6th graders will have the opportunity to go to one, and then 7th and 8th grade. In quarter four, we're still working out the details. So we'd love to know what you guys would be interested in doing. So the next one right there, house competition. What is Haniger talking about here? You may notice on Monday that all of your teachers and staff members are going to have a different color shirt on. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick. They're going to be wearing a shirt like this, okay? And the IN is the first, sorry guys, I'm struggling. The first two letters of all four of our goals. Remember, our goals for this year as a building are to be inclusive, our incentive program, which is Live School, our instruction, creating relevant and meaningful experiences, and lastly, intervention, providing for our individual learners, meeting them where they're at, and providing interventions as folks need. So I have a gray one. Dr. Adams has gray. A few of our other staff members have gray. If you see gray, we're not a part of any house. We're kind of neutral, all right? We support all kids. You'll notice some other house colors, and your teachers have been split up into 4 houses, and I'll talk about them on a later slide. They get to benefit from their house being in the lead, which we'll talk about later, and so do you. And so I want you're going to find out at the end of this presentation what house you've been assigned to. It'll either be red, green, purple, or blue. Your teachers will have the list to be able to share that information with you. There are kids in 5th grade on all 4 teams, 6th, 7th, and 8th that are going to all 4 of the colors. And no, you cannot switch to be with friends or be on a different house. This is your house. Take pride in it. Start to build those relationships with those folks. Because what it will impact is dismissal. It'll impact lunch release to get in line. And there'll be hopefully, I can get this completely paid for is what I'm shooting for, a massive end of the year celebration for our winning house. We'll talk more about that here in a minute. All right. So now that you guys know about some of the things that you'll be able to buy, the auction items, the store, quarterly incentives, I want to talk to you about, well, how do I make these points? How do I earn this money to be able to spend? There's 4 categories I want to talk to you about. 2 of them are our values, our traits, what we're trying to teach you guys about and recognize when we see it. Character Strong is a program we'll begin here in a few weeks. We will do that on Mondays in our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade classrooms. And it teaches about 8 different traits that you'll hear Dr. Adams and I talk about on morning announcements as well. Forgiveness, honesty, humility, patience, respect, commitment, kindness, and selflessness. If you've been in Platte County for a while, you know about Pirates Rock as well. We have a different monthly trait throughout the year, and you can read those there listed below. On the left-hand side, you will see starting next week 2 posters in every classroom. One that talks about behavior and one that talks about work ethic, and I'm going to show you here on the next slide. Okay, these are the posters I was referring to that you will see starting next week. In every classroom in our building, we have common expectations. Our teaching staff that is a part of our Live School committee got together, and we identified that we want to focus on behavior and work ethic, okay? And we identified 3 categories in which we want kids to meet our expectations. So under behavior, compliance. Compliance means to do what's asked of us. following directions, classroom procedures, and structures that the teachers have put in place. The next one is respect. And this is not only to our peers, but also to the adults in the rooms. The words that we choose, our body language, our tone. These are all important things to become more aware of as we learn to communicate with others. Self-control. I will control my body. That means it could be my mouth. Am I talking at appropriate times? Am I pen tapping and making noise during instruction and distracting others? Am I getting up around and walking around the room and engaging in conversation? So can I control myself, my body, my mouth, etc.? On the work ethic side, being prepared and being organized. Am I coming to class with the items I need? For our middle schoolers, you have everything with you. You don't need to go to your locker. You have your backpack with you at all times. But am I also doing what my teacher asks of me in order to be prepared to participate in that day's lesson? Did I complete what they asked of me to do? This won't be any items that would be graded, but they may ask you to do some homework that's not graded to prepare for that class period. Engage. Are you participating? Are you attempting all activities and assignments? Are you at least giving it a shot and putting some effort forth? That's what we're measuring there. And the last is advocate and persevere. When you get stuck, are you asking questions? Are you seeking help? Are you using the resources the teacher's given to you when things get tough? Your notes, Google if your teacher's allowing you to do that. A partner if you're allowed to do that. And last thing is to have grit and a growth mindset. Don't be fixed. You may not be good at something today, but it's not stopping you from don't let it stop you from getting better tomorrow. So these are the things that you'll see in your classes. Your teachers will use this as a tool to teach expectations and reset expectations. And they will be what you're getting paid for in class. So you might be thinking, okay, tell me more. How do I earn points? Every morning before you show up to school, we are going to put 17 points in your account. So you wake up, you get ready, you come to school, you check your live school account, you're going to see a plus 17, and it's going to say daily distribution. That means if you show up to school, you're getting 17 points. Now, where do those 17 points come from? Well, in a middle school schedule, you have 8 classes, 7 on your schedule plus FPC. In each of those classes, you're getting 1 point for behavior and 1 point for work ethic. So 2 total per class times 8 classes is 16. But we also have a behavior one for lunch as well. So that's where the number 17 came from. So automatically in your account, you're getting paid before you even show up. All right. Other ways to make points. If you were nominated and recognized for the Character Strong Award that week, you'll get 4 points in your account. Random recognition. So if teachers are seeing any of these traits right here under Character Strong and Pirates Rock, if they're noticing that, they can assign additional points for that. Here's what I'll tell you, and I told staff this too. If you're asking for them or saying, I'll do this if I get this, we're not doing that, okay? We want you to be intrinsically motivated, meaning doing the right thing because it's the right thing, but we want to be mindful that we're seeing that and then honoring that and recognizing it when we can. Lastly, starting on September 7th, we will have academic lab on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's opportunities for kids to stay and work on missing assignments, ask questions, get extra help, tutoring of sort. We have historically had teachers run this, and we still will have teachers here, but we really want to empower kids to help kids. And so if you would like to stay and help other students, whether they be a part of your house or a part of another house, we would love to have you stay. And we'll pay you 2 points for staying to help others. Additionally, if you're staying to get work done and get better, we're going to pay those kids too 2 points as well. So these are the ways that you can earn money. This is automatic for everyone, and these are how you go above and beyond the daily distribution that hits your account in the morning. Okay, this is important. How do you lose points? Okay, this is what we call a token economy. You can make money, but you can also lose money. Those 17 points, that we give them to you before you've even earned them. So if you're struggling with things like this, and you'll notice that the top 3 right here, these bullets, as well as these bullets right here, these 6 right here are all tied to, I'll go back and show you, these posters. If you're struggling with compliance, respect, self-control, being prepared, engaging, advocating, persevering, that's how you can lose points in live school. Now, I will tell you, your teachers are going to give you reminders before they take them away. We want you to be successful for yourself and for the class. So they will remind you, but if it continues to be a repetitive issue, they will take that away. Okay. When they take that away, they will let you know, but they will document in live school. So you'll see in your account, it will say -1 and it will show what category it was in. And they may leave further details as well. So for our parents that are going to be listening in on this too, you guys, parents, you'll be able to see what was left. And that's a great opportunity for you to have a follow-up conversation with your kiddo at home. Some other things that are important to us: attendance. We want you here. And so if you're not here, you can't make money. Okay. So whether it's excused or unexcused, if you're not at school, you're not able to earn the money. And since we pay you in advance, we do have to go in there and take that money back. So I'll give you an example. You don't show up to school today, you're sick, you're not feeling well, or you're on vacation, or you're at the doctor's office. For every class you miss, they're going to pull 2 points back out because you got paid before you even showed up. So you're not losing money, you're just not earning the money for that day. Tardiness. We won't have a tardy problem. We didn't last year. Without lockers, there's really no reason to be tardy to class. However, if it happens, you do lose a point if you're tardy to class. Late work. We are accepting late work this year through mid-term. So let me define that. First quarter is through the end of October 22nd. Okay, that's the quarter. But there's a progress report that goes home halfway through the quarter. All late work has to be turned in by progress report. Okay, that's about the first 4.5 weeks of school. Then the second 4.5 weeks of school is your next window. If you have any late work during that time, you need to get it turned in before the quarter ends. You will get full credit if you earn full credit in your grade book, but you will be charged a point in live school for turning it in late and missing deadlines. That's real life, guys. We got it. We got to meet deadlines. That's an important skill to learn. So separate from this is missing assignments. If you have missing assignments at the end of the quarter, so that's 4 times a year, you will lose 2 points out of your bank account for every missing assignment. We want you to turn it in. That's why this is late work is you have less points removed, but there still needs to be a consequence for not getting things in on time. Lastly, office referrals. If there's any discipline that takes place, Dr. Adams and I, we may or may not use points as a consequence depending on what the situation is. Obviously, you guys know time-based consequences like lunch detentions, after-school detentions, potentially ISS or OSS. Those are all tools within the toolbox for discipline, but so is the ability to take points away from students' spending ability. All right, so when the presentation's done, you will find out what house you're in, what color. You'll either be in blue, green, red, or purple. All staff members in the building, with the exception of some few, are assigned to a house as well. Look, our teachers are here to serve everyone, but we also want to create a vertical community. A vertical community. A lot of times in middle schools, we have horizontal community. 5th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th. That's pretty natural. We're trying to create vertical community. So in house blue, there's 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. In house green, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and so on and so forth. Not only kids, but also staff members. So you have some trusted adults and other trusted peers you can rely on besides just the kids in your grade level. This is very important, okay? When a kid earns points or loses points, it either gives or takes away points from your house, okay? I want to show you something real quick, guys. Let's look at house points for the scoreboards, okay? So, in live school, you may have noticed this in the cafeteria over lunch the last few days. You've probably seen a screenshot of this, okay? So when I said if you earn money, your house increases. So if I'm in blue and I got the Character Strong Award and it adds 4 points to my individual account, this would go up to 84. Or if I'm missing assignments, every time my account drops 2 points, my house is dropping 2 points as well. This updates in real time. We're trying to figure out a way to get this displayed on the TV in real time, but at a minimum, I will take screenshots of this in the morning, before lunch, and at the end of the day. So you'll have 3 accurate representations of where your house is. We plan to use this in lots of different ways, and I'm going to go back to my presentation right now. Oh, you might be wondering, why is there already points in there? So your teachers, when they came back before kids came back, we had some competitions, and the houses that did the best and won got more points than the other ones. You guys watched an FPC Pirates conversations and voted, and at this very moment, which could change by the end of the day, it looks like House Blue is likely going to win that competition, which they're already in the lead. So you can give a big shout out to your teachers for that. They're going to have some competitions throughout the year. You guys are going to have competitions throughout the year. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. But here's one big message I want to give to you guys, okay? 3 character strong traits come to my mind when thinking about competition. Competition is one of my biggest strengths, something I'm passionate about. It drives me as a former athlete and current coach. It drives me in my daily work to be the very best I can be for you all. But there's things I've had to learn along the way. 1, I can be really competitive and want to win while still being respectful to others, not taunting, not putting others down, not rubbing my success in someone else's face, right? Or not being a sore loser when things don't go my way. Second is kindness. It goes very much so with respect. I can love my team and I can want to win, but I need to be kind to others as well, and also be a good sport. And be happy for others when they've experienced success as well too. And the last thing that all ties this together too is humility. Humility means to be humble. It means to recognize that others matter too, and that it's not all about me, and the success I may have experienced, and to be thankful, and also not realize that our success is not only coming from an individual, but to recognize my team that has been a part of our success and give thanks and praise to them as well too. So I do want to hit that home big time with you guys. All right, let's get back to the presentation. So at the end of this, you'll know what house you're in. You guys are going to have an opportunity actually to get to create your house names. So let me show you guys that. Is it here? No, it is here. No, it is here. Okay, on Monday during FPC, you're going to get the opportunity to submit some names to name your house. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you know the houses are Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin. Okay, you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. But think of some cool names that whatever your guys' houses this year decide on, they will be the house names for as long as this program is alive at Berry. So you guys get to be a part of the inaugural kickoff of Live School. So when you fill this out on Monday, you'll pick what house that you've been assigned to, and you'll provide a house suggestion for house name. You can fill out this form as many times as you want. We're going to pull all the data, and then we're going to narrow it down and have houses vote on the name. And the students are going to decide ultimately what they want their house name to be. We'll announce that later in the week. Then we're going to have opportunities for students to actually create designs and logos for them. And then hopefully we can get some t-shirts made and for sale for you guys to participate alongside with teachers in wearing their house colors. Also, next week, you're going to have the opportunity to make recommendations. So our Live School store you guys saw here, there's some good opportunities in there, but there's probably ideas that we haven't even thought of that you would like to recommend. So in the Google Classroom for counseling, you'll be able to go in here and submit different ideas that you have of things that we could offer in the Live School store. So I'm excited for you guys to be able to get to do that as well. All right, let's go back to our presentation. Something for you to know that's very important is at the end of the quarter, your points will disappear. Okay, so at the start of second quarter, whatever you have left in your individual bank account will disappear. House points will remain for the whole year, but for you individually, they'll disappear. So what can you do with them before that happens? You have 3 options. Option 1, you can spend them. So you can go into the Live School store and look for things to spend it on. 2, you can donate them to the house. So say you have 100 points left and you don't want to spend them and you'd rather just help your house points increase. If I'm in the greenhouse, I can take my 100 and I can give them all to green. So I've already contributed to that number just by earning points, but now I can put another 100 on top of that and make that 160 points. Okay. And your last option is to invest. We're going to teach you guys about stocks and the stock market this year. You're actually going to get to look at real stocks, pick the one that you would want to buy, and then track your investment to see if it increases or decreases. At the end of the year, it will still be donated to House Points, but it's showing you, hopefully, what it's like to really invest your money in a safe environment. Our goal is to not only have this be fun, but also to teach you a lot about managing your finances along the way. Let's see. So, how can you manage your account? Again, on Friday, you will get student and parent access codes to take home. If you want to set it up over the weekend, you can. If not, we'll log in on Monday as well. You'll be able to see your account as a student, or your parent can log into, I suppose, to be able to track your growth throughout the year. They also have apps that student and parents can download. Even us as staff members, we can use the app, or you can just use Google Chrome or any web browser. Either is fine. It does allow you to check up the comments and your additions or subtractions for the last 3 weeks. I'm super excited about this. I hope you guys are too. Feel free to ask your teachers or send me emails with questions. This is new. We're going to mold it and adapt it at the end of the day. This has been a collaboration of teachers and students to figure this out, but we want it to get better and better. And if it's not impacting you guys and your motivation and your interest, then it doesn't matter. And so we want to hear from you. Talk to principal advisory kiddos in your classes, talk to teachers, and we will collaborate to continue to make this better as possible. Parents, if you watch this, if you know of donors and sponsors that would be willing to donate goods, services, or financial contributions to help make this an awesome experience for kids, just please reach out to me. And we've been working hard over the last year to secure those items, but we're going to continue to need to grow it. So thank you guys for listening to this, and that is it for now.